Hey everybody, Cliff Yates, returning to my roots. Yeah, the house I grew up in here in upstate New York, the village of Caledonia, New York. This very house right here, from age 12, I grew up. And this is where I had my first instincts to be a content creator. Way before the term was ever used, 50 plus years ago. I had the instincts to start creating, start producing short films, 16 years old. And I would, with the use of my dad's Super 8 video camera, I would film these, short little scenes. So in this house here, I remember having my buddies from the neighborhood, and they would dress up in suit coats. And I actually gave them a couple real shotguns and a handgun. And I would film them in a scene as if they were detectives walking towards the kitchen door right in there. And then I would stop the video camera and I would run outside, like right here. And then I would film them coming out of that door as if it was a continuous shot and it had been edited. But that was way before we had the ability as individuals to have access to editing software. There was no such thing. The only way to edit your film back then was to use a splicer, actually splice the film. You had to have a little screen, reel to reel, and I didn't have that. I didn't have any money. I wasn't making any money at that time. And so the only way I could edit was by cutting by stopping and starting the video camera. And then I would have to have it, developed and before I could see it. So it might be another week, 10 days before I could actually see what I shot and how it turned out. And I loved doing that. I loved creating those films. And there was no way to distribute any of those films. There was no YouTube. There was nothing. So I knew the only people that were going to see this were me, my friends, and my family. But I didn't care. I still loved doing it, and to see where we've come today with the ability right now for me to make this video and put it on YouTube that can be seen around the world is just amazing. And we have access now to editing software that you can edit just as good as a major motion picture. I'm using an iPhone that they have shot full-length feature films on and distributed them and won awards for filmmaking on the iPhone. That is the quality that we have today available to us. So to be a content creator and be successful, there are no gatekeepers. No way. Nope. All you have to do is do it. If you will make the effort and do it, there's no more excuses. You have to do it. But this is where it all started for me as far as being creative, wanting to be a performer, wanting to be in the entertainment industry, right here in this small town, village of Caledonia. From making my short films here with my neighborhood buddies to setting up a stepladder right here in the driveway at night. And I would put this light bar that was made for the video camera on top of the stepladder, and I pointed it up towards where I had a basketball hoop and backboard. And then I would film our neighborhood games. And then I would actually come over here and I would actually film our football games, neighborhood football games, right here in this lot. Now, how did I employ some creativity in creating this football field? I actually took paint. I would paint the lines. I painted a big line for the center field or, the halfway point. And this is a perfect little football field. And we had a ball playing football in this side lot owned by the village of Caledonia. Making the films, filming the basketball games, coming up short films. Like I had a bunch of detectives filming our football games. And then I wanted to be on the basketball and the football team so bad. I tried out, and I just wasn't big enough. And boy, it was heartbreaking that I didn't make the team, because all my buddies that I really hung around with were excellent athletes. That's all I wanted to be, was an athlete on the local team, because we were champions. Village of Caledonia, they went 5 years without a loss. 8-0 every year for 5 years, 40-0. Can you imagine? You get used to winning. You never get tired of winning. But I couldn't make the basketball team either, even though for hours I was in this driveway shooting baskets, hour after hour, until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning with my lights pointing up there. But I didn't make the basketball team. But the basketball coach knew that I had been doing my stand-up comedy routine in front of the class. And he knew I performed. And so he said, well, you didn't make the team, but how would you like to call the home games? I go, what? The home games, call them? Yeah, we're going to give you a microphone stand. We'll put you between the bleachers and you call the home games. Oh my, that was so exciting. I loved it. I looked forward every Friday night that we had a home game. I was going to be calling the game, and it was fun. I loved doing it. It was really, really great. And so from there, I actually tried out for two school plays, and I got picked. I did 2 plays. I did Peter Pan. I played Mr. Darling. And then I did a Neil Simon play. I don't even know what the character was. It was The Prisoner of Second Avenue was the name of the play. So 2 plays, and that felt great. You know, that was what I was meant to do, I guess, for as far as being involved in things in high school, because I wanted to be on the football team. I wanted to be on the basketball team, but they picked me to call the games, and then I tried out for the 2 plays, and I got picked for the play. So those were the God-given talents, and that's what I was supposed to be doing. Sometimes we want to do what we want to do, and that's not where our God-given talents line up. So we really have to exploit those. We have to know what those are. So I'm in the cemetery. It is right next to my house here, and it reminds me of philosophers from the Stoic era. And they had a saying called memento mori. Remember you're mortal. Remember you're going to die. We should all remember that. Not in a morbid way, but in a way that reminds us that we should live with a little bit of sense of urgency, you know, and live every day. Make every day your masterpiece, right? That's why that saying became such a cliche, because it's so true. It was only supposed to be 50 today, but it feels like 65 or 70. But this is where it all began for me. Upstate New York, village of Caledonia. And so I'm back here visiting Mom, and it just reminds me of those high school days, playing basketball, making short films, and calling the home games, and being in a couple high school plays. Continuing on, but that was 50-some years ago. Age 68, still at it, everybody. I'm creating right now for you. All right, everybody. Returning to the roots.